Hi everyone, BotChasers.com here. I want to welcome you to our new YouTube channel, which is actually a spin-off of our other channel called App Chasers. Now on App Chasers, we review iPhone and iPad apps, but here on BotChasers, we're going to take a look at some of the coolest new toys that are available, primarily having to do with Transformers. So welcome to BotChasers. In our first video, we're going to take a look at MakeToys Gundog, which is a masterpiece version of Hound. So you might remember Hound from the G1 cartoon, or you might have had some of the G1 toys, including Hound, and you know he's a military-style Jeep that turns into an awesome robot. So let's take a look at the packaging here. I've got it right here in front of me, and on the front you can see we've got some nice photos of Gundog here in vehicle as well as robot form. We've got his name here down at the bottom and some nice foil material. On the side of the box, we've got another nice artistic photograph of Gundog. And on the back, we've got Gundog in a variety of different poses here, in his alt mode and in his bot mode. And as you can tell from the advertising here on the back of the box, this is a very posable character. So it's an awesome way to get into some third-party masterpiece Transformers. Gundog does come with a nice instruction sheet, fully colored, and lays out the steps very nicely to review. You can see this is highlighted with which piece you'd like to move at any given time. It also comes with some great weapons that you see here. Also a little gas tank that's a homage to the G1 toy. We've also got a missile launcher, some nice chrome and rotation. We'll show you how these fit in both alt mode and robot mode. And then we've got his classic style gun. So let's take a look at Gundog in his alt mode. Okay, so here we have Gundog in his alt mode, which is again a military Jeep. And you can see it's really a beautiful homage to the toy version. MakeToys offers two different versions of Gundog. One is a toy version and one is the cartoon version. This is the toy version, and primarily I chose this because I had the toy version and I wanted to compare him. So let's do that right now. We'll put Gundog right here, and let's bring in his G1 counterpart, Hound. So there we are with two of them. And you can see that MakeToys got the color pretty close. The G1 figure is a little bit more of an olive green color, whereas Gundog is more of a, I would say, a forest green, but it does have a beautiful metallic flake to him. You can see that, I'll bring it up here. You can see some of that metallic in the plastic. He's not a painted figure, but he is a beautiful plastic. You can also see that I've got this repro label of Autobot insignia on Gundog. So that's the only change that I made to him. Let's bring in some other masterpiece Transformers toys. Here's Blue Streak. We can get an idea as to scale here. Blue Streak looks good. He does look a little large when you compare him to some of the other masterpiece figures. Let's bring in Wheeljack here. And again, you can see that Gundog is looking a little on the large size. Of course, he is an off-road vehicle, so he's going to sit a little higher, but he is not quite to scale in his alt mode. And to give you the best example of this, let's bring in Masterpiece Ironhide. Now, Ironhide is a minivan, and somehow Gundog is larger than him. We'll show you these here side by side. So you can see Gundog sitting a little bit larger than Ironhide. And you can see the two of them there. So again, in alt mode, not quite to scale. But let's get into the transformation and we'll see how he scales in robot form. Before I got into transformation, I just wanted to show you the backside of Gundog here, so you can get a good view of how that looks. He's got his removable spare tire, as well as his removable gas tank right there on the back. And these little notches can stow away. And of course the underside too. So pretty well hidden robot mode. You do see his legs there, but that's not too big of a deal. So let's get into transformation here. First thing I'm going to do, I remove those pieces there, and I would like to remove this missile launcher too. That just tabs right into this hole on the back there. And the first thing I'm going to do is start untabbing the front end. And MakeToys does a really beautiful job with the transformation. Actually, it's pretty fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull these side skirts away from his front end. So that's going to give us some clearance to lift the hood up. Now the hood is tabbed in right now, so we'll untab this. You can see that the hood lifts right up, allowing us to access some of the other pieces inside there. I'm going to fold down these two panels on the sides. Those are tabbed into the front fenders. And now once I've got that all untabbed, I can start moving the legs. So I'm going to pull these apart here. I'm going to go down to the bottom here and pull his, what's going to turn into his heels down there. Pull those down. And I'm going to now rotate his legs rearward and up. Alright, so now you're going to start seeing his arms packed away in here, which is pretty cool and inventive way that MakeToys did this. I'm going to fold his seats down to the sides. That way I'm going to be able to now pull out his arms. And right now they are tabbed together. So I'm going to pull his arms apart. And you might be wondering, how is that his arms? Well, MakeToys did a cool, nice transformation feature here where these panels all fold up and tab together to reveal his forearms. So I'm going to tab those in together here, so we get a nice satisfying click. Then fold his hand up and get that tabbed in. I'm going to do the same thing on the other arm. Tab that all in. That one went a little quicker. We can now rotate his arms out. This is actually folding out from underneath his, what's going to turn into his chest. And as we do that, you're going to see his head now start to get revealed. All right, you can see his face right there underneath. So now that we've got the arms folded, we'll flip that face up, or his entire headpiece can rotate up. All right, we'll get that out of the way. And I'm going to fold his wheels in. These are going to be, there we go. Those just tuck right inside here. They're tabbed in right now. So I'm going to untab those. It's kind of tabbed in pretty nicely there. So let's untab those and we'll fold it back underneath his chest. You can see that there. I'm just going to rotate this camera up a little bit so you can see that better. Alright, so we'll get those tucked away nicely under his chest. That way we can fold his arms down. There we go. And this piece up here on the hood actually folds back and allows his head to now pass through and underneath. So we'll do that. All right. Whoop, he's starting to look like a nice robot figure now. So I'll lift his head up there a little bit. And there he is. Now, let's fold these. Whoop. This is one of the problems I did have with this character, is that his seats tend to want to fall out every once in a while. So I'm going to fold that down and stick this right in there again. All right. I'm going to fold his seats down here so they're out of the way. That's how they fold up into his legs. I'm going to also fold these side skirts into his legs. Those are actually the footrests to get into the vehicle. And I'm also going to fold these back and around to fit behind his legs, actually in the bottom of his feet there. All right, so let's turn him around here. I'm going to fold his chest down so that it matches with his ankle, or excuse me, with his waist. Let's back him up a little bit here so you can see him better. And now I'm going to just extend his arms slightly right there. And we've got to actually got him backwards there, so let's move that around. Let's extend this out again. I'm just going to pull this down to reveal his elbow. And in doing so, I actually transformed his arm again. All right, there we go. So let's fold these, his little fenders, forward again. Let's get those to tuck in nicely. Tab his head down. And that's it. Now you have MakeToys Gundog, or their masterpiece version of Hound. Okay, I just got a little bit more light on him here so you can see him a little bit better. But beautiful toy, excellent, really cool view or stance in robot mode. And let's look at the articulation. His head can move side to side. It's on a nice ball joint, moves up and down. You gotta watch out for his neck though, because that'll come up too, which is actually part of the transformation. But we'll make sure his neck's down there, and you can move the head side to side there. His arms can come up pretty good above his head. They can rotate all the way up there. And his elbows here are on a single joint, no ratcheting, but some good stiffness there. It's pretty tight. We got his elbows there. He can have a waist swivel, as you can see there, which I was doing accidentally. We got that in there. His knees can bend. It's actually a double hinge here. About 90 degrees, which is nice. And his ankle can move forward, backward, as well as a really nice swivel on his ankle there. So allowing for some pretty cool poses. All right, there we go. And he also does have an ab crunch, which is cool. Let's get him outfitted with some of his weapons here. This one here, his missile launcher actually tabs in right on the back here. So you just bring his windshield down. And there we've got his missile launcher, which can rotate a little bit. And we've also got his gun, which we can put in his fingers, which are all connected one piece. Make sure we tab it in properly. There we go. And he does have a little slot on the inside of his hand. You can tab that in nicely. And he does hold his gun really well. So you can see there that it's not moving, it's not falling out. We'll just get it in there good with his elbow here. Move that around. And let's look at some of the stances that you can get Gundog into. Again, some pretty wide stances here because of that nice hip rotation as well as ankle tilt. We'll get his hand up here. Looks pretty awesome. This is an excellent figure by MakeToys. Now let's take a look at him with his G1 character and some of the other Masterpiece Transformers. Okay, this is pretty awesome. MakeToys Gundog with his G1 counterpart Hound. So you can see they did an excellent representation of the Masterpiece version of Hound here with Gundog. And let's take a look at some of the other Masterpiece figures. For example, we've got Bumblebee here with Gundog. So he's significantly taller. We've got Silver Streak, about the same size, just a little shorter than Silver Streak there. And let's bring in some of the other third-party toys here. Let's bring in Bad Cube's Sun Surge. We'll move over Silver Streak there. There's Sun Surge with Gundog. They look great together. And let's also bring in Fans Toys Grenadier. A little bit smaller of a figure. But you can see, recently we've got some fantastic offerings from the third-party companies for masterpiece versions of toys that Tomy Takara have not produced as of yet. So this has been our review of MakeToys Gundog, and we hope you like our new channel, and we hope you keep coming back and subscribe for more of these figures that we found so fun to play with, and we think you will too. This has been BotChasers.